So let's look at how we can describe someone's hair in Spanish. And the first and most important thing we need to know is the verb to have, okay? The verb tener. It is essential that we know the verb tener in order to be able to describe what color or type of hair someone's got. Okay, so let's have a quick revision at the present of tener, although of course you don't just have to use use it in the present tense. You can say that someone used to have short hair or someone used to have long hair. So in that case we would use the past tense, etc. Okay, so just as a reminder, if I want to say I have, I will say tengo, you have, tienes, he or she has, tiene, we have, tenemos, you guys have, tenéis, they have, tienen. Okay, and why do we need this? We'll see it right now. So let's have a look. First example, I've got here someone with blonde hair. Yeah, so if I want to say that she has blonde hair, I will say tiene el pelo rubio. Okay, tiene el pelo rubio. So literally, she has the hair blonde. And really, really important, notice how rubio is in its masculine form. Why is that? Because rubio is describing el pelo, the hair, which in Spanish is a masculine noun, and it's because it's singular, it's the hair single, we put it in singular as well. Okay, so tiene el pelo rubio, she has blonde hair. If we continue, next one, about her, we would say tiene el pelo castaño, she has brown hair. Tiene el pelo castaño. Notice how in Spanish we don't tend to say tiene el pelo marrón. Okay, so we use castaño, like the word for chestnut, actually chestnut tree, but anyway. Tiene el pelo castaño. We would also say tiene el pelo negro. Tiene el pelo negro. O tiene el pelo pelirrojo, o tiene el pelo gris, o tiene el pelo tiene el pelo blanco. Okay, so notice how here I've used for all of them tiene. Okay, because if I'm describing these women, okay, I'm saying she has. Now, if instead of describing this woman, I was describing myself, I would say tengo, for example, tengo el pelo castaño. If I was describing you, okay, let's say I know that you have ginger hair, I could say tienes el pelo pelirrojo, or I could ask you, do you have red hair? Tienes el pelo pelirrojo? Okay, if I was talking about I don't know, two of us have gray hair, we could say tenemos el pelo gris. Okay, so notice how all I need to change, depending on who I'm describing, is the form of the verb. You have, they have, and as I was saying at the beginning, if I wanted to say, for example, I could say I used to have blonde hair, I would then say tenía el pelo rubio. I don't have it. I don't have blonde hair anymore. Tenía el pelo rubio. I used to have blonde hair. Okay, so by changing the form of the verb tener, you can express whatever you want. So these are the basics, describing someone's hair by its color. Other things we can describe, other ways how we can describe someone's hair is by its length. So we could say about her, we could say tiene el pelo corto, tiene el pelo corto, okay? Or we can say tiene el pelo largo, okay? Tiene el pelo largo, corto, short, largo. And if we want to say she's got mid-length, then in this case, we're going to change the structure slightly, okay? So take this as a bit of an exception, because that would not follow this structure. We would just say, lleva media melena, okay? Lleva media melena. She has like mid-length hair. It's yeah, take it as a little bit of an exception, which doesn't really follow the same procedure. In fact, I'm going to change the color because I realize that this green is not very good. You may not be able to read this, so I'll do it with black. Yeah, we would say lleva media melena, okay? So just understand this is a bit of an exception. It just doesn't quite follow the same pattern, okay? But most of the other ones do. So tiene el pelo corto, tiene el pelo largo. And again, if I want to say I have short hair, tengo el pelo corto. So I would be changing the tiene for whatever needs be. Now, other than the length, we can also talk about style, okay? What type of hair you have. So in that case, we would say, if she's got straight hair, we would say tiene el pelo liso, tiene el pelo liso. I would say here, tiene el pelo rizado, curly, tiene el pelo rizado. Tiene el pelo ondulado, wavy. Or I could say here, tiene el pelo de punta, spiky. Tiene el pelo de punta. Okay, so notice how, with the exception of this, we use all the time the same structure. Tiene el pelo, o tengo el pelo. Okay, a couple of things before I finish is, first of all, we can also say things like, in English is the same. You can say things like, he is, sorry, he is ginger, she is brunette, I am blonde. Okay, so we could say as well in Spanish, es rubio or es rubia, he is blonde or she is blonde. Okay, I can also say, of course, so I'm using the verb ser here, so I can say soy rubio or soy rubia, I am blonde. I could also say soy moreno or morena, I am brunette. So notice how to say brunette, we use this expression, soy moreno. I could say soy, I am, or es, he is, she is, soy pelirrojo or pelirroja, I am ginger. And of course we can also say things like soy calvo, I'm bald, okay? So important to remember that although we say she's got this type of hair, he's got this type of hair, we can also say she is, he is, I am, you are, whatever, plus an adjective, and that describes someone's hair again. Okay? Sorry, as well. And of course, the other thing I want to say as well is that while here we have, we're describing each time the hair with one feature, tiene el pelo castaño, tiene el pelo negro, of course we can combine these. So I could say, if I look at this girl, for example, okay, I could say tiene el pelo ondulado, she has wavy hair, but this is not the only characteristic about her hair. Her hair, in addition to being wavy, is also ginger and is also long. So if I want to say she has ginger, long, wavy hair, for example, if I want to say all those things, I would say tiene el pelo pelirrojo, largo y ondulado. Remembering to put an y before the last adjective, okay? Or here, for example, if I wanted to say that she's got brown curly hair, I could say tiene el pelo castaño y rizado. Okay? In Spanish, it doesn't really matter what adjective you put before. It doesn't really matter if you put the color, the style, or the length before anything else. Okay? You can choose whatever order you want. All you need to remember is to put the y in front of the last adjective. Okay? And that's pretty much everything you need to know about describing hair.